Hello everyone, my name is Aman Roy. I'm an undergraduate student at IIIT Delhi. My paper is Multigraph to WEC, learning multigraph node embeddings using guided Levy flights. First, let's see the motivation for the problem. In today's world, we are using a lot of social media applications which host a humongous amount of people and content. Also, user engagement with the application is very crucial, which gives the recommendation system some space. Recommendations are of various types. For example, content recommendation, people recommendation, pages recommendation, etc. Most of the real world networks have multifaceted relation. For example, people on Facebook can have multiple type of relations with each other. That is, they can be friends, or they might be followers of each other, or the relation might be through the post that one of them has liked or commented on. So, real world networks can be seen as a multigraph, and the recommendation task can be seen as link prediction task between nodes. Generally, the real world network is very sparse, which requires us to have a lower dimensional dense representation of the nodes in the network, which will then be used for link prediction tasks. Also, a high quality node embedding of a multigraph will not only capture the information about neighboring nodes, but also encode the relationship that it has with its neighbors in the embedding. So this was the motivation for coming up with a novel method of node embeddings for multigraphs. The current research, which specifically focuses on node embedding for multigraphs, comprises of PMNE and MNE. PMNE extends node to WEC by introducing another parameter that allows the random walker to traverse across layers while sampling the context for each node. On the other hand, MNE generates a d-dimensional layer-specific embedding for each node by combining its d-dimensional base embedding, a transformation matrix, and an s-dimensional auxiliary layer-specific embedding. So before moving into the method, we will formally define the multigraph as a multi-dimensional / multi-layer network. We have already discussed multigraph, where we say that every edge between two nodes has an edge type. Now in a multi-dimensional network, we break our original graph into L layers, where each layer will only have edges of a particular type. So if there are L number of edge types in a multi-graph, then we will have mod L layers or dimension its corresponding multi-dimensional graph. Also, every edge between two nodes Vi and Vj will have the layer information L. One important thing to note here is that G consists of total of mod V times mod L number of nodes. For simplicity, we assume that all nodes in V are present in all the layers. Even if one node does not have any edge in a particular layer, still the node exists as an isolated node in that layer. So here's an example in which we converted the original multigraph into a multi-dimensional graph having three layers of relation types: friend, follower, and chat. So we also used the notion of Levy flight in our approach. Levy flight defines the probability which a random walker can use for navigation. So a few points about notation. Alpha and beta represent two different layers. Dij alpha is the distance metric for moving from node I to j in layer alpha. Wij alpha beta defines the probability when the random walker is at node I, and theta is the decaying parameter. At each node, random walker has three possibilities. First, to move to node j in the same layer, which is described by the first equation. Second is to stay at the same node, which is described by the second equation. And third is to move to some other layer beta, which is described by the third equation. One important point to note here is that while moving to different layer beta, a random walker can only move to the same node I in layer beta. At the end, Si alpha is the normalization term. Levy flight has its own advantages. Since Levy flight does not require direct connection between current node and target node, it gives us the ability to hop to large distances in very less steps. Also, it allows the random walker to switch layers, thus preserving interlayer interactions and giving an edge heterogeneous context. So this is the time where we formally define our problem statement. Now let's move to our approach, whose name is multigraph to WEC. So it is essentially a random walk based embedding method which has three components. First, it samples neighborhood via Levy flight strategy. Second, it learns transition probabilities in a supervised fashion. And third, once the transition probabilities are learned, random walks are generated on the basis of that transition probabilities, and then it is passed through scriptgram model to learn node embeddings. We will discuss each point in the upcoming slides. We used Levy flight strategy for generating random walks. We have already seen that Levy flight at any stage and only allows a random walker to move to other nodes in the same layer or move to counterpart of this node in another layer. This can be seen from this figure. Also, Levi-Flight strategy allows us to preserve interlayer interactions and can cover large distances in very small steps. If such a type of random walker is not supervised, then it can give very arbitrary context for a particular node. Hence, we must guide the random walker. We did it by making its transition probabilities as a function of linear weighted combination of node attributes and learning these weights subject to certain constraint. So here we can see that the probability of switching to node j in the same layer is parameterized by beta L. It is defined as beta L in a product with psi VIL VJL, where psi VIL VJL is a node pair feature vector obtained by combining attributes of node Vi and Vj in layer L. In our case, we have taken the difference of attribute vectors of two nodes as node pair feature vector. Similarly, probability of switching to the same node in another layer can be parameterized by vector beta LL dash. Here, centrality measures like degrees taken to be a node pair feature. We have already discussed a majority of the notations. To add to it, fx is a strength function. It has to be differentiable, so we chose it to be sigmoid function. Also, z is just the normalization constant. Now, we will see how to learn the weight vector beta. We sampled an equal number of nodes from each layer on the basis of the degree distribution. For every sampled node, we defined two sets, that is high priority set and low priority set. We wanted to learn the weight parameters beta so that the random walker has a higher probability of hopping to one of the higher priority nodes set H than the low priority node set L from the current node S. We use heuristics to form H set, which comprise of three rules. The distance between Vi and S is less than or equal to k in layer L. The cosine similarity between S and Vi is more than certain threshold tau in layer L. It is an alias of S in any other layer. Once H set is constructed for a source node S, all nodes other than nodes in H set form a part of L set for that node S. Next, multigraph to vec learns the weight parameters so that the random walker has a higher probability of hopping to one of the high priority nodes set H than the low priority node set L from the current node S. We use personalized PageRank scores to enforce this behavior. The first term in the loss function is just a regularization term. However, the second term ensures that for each source node PageRank score for nodes in the L set is less than the PageRank score for nodes in H set. H is a loss function which penalizes the objective function if the PageRank score of nodes in HS becomes smaller than that of nodes in LS. Also, since loss function must be differentiable, hence we chose Wilcoxon-Mann-Whitney loss with width B. The PageRank scores are obtained from the following eigenvector equation. P transpose is equal to P transpose times Q, where Q represents the random walk transition matrix and P represents the PageRank vector. Finally, we use LBFGS optimizer for optimizing the loss function. Once the transition matrix is learned, we generate multiple random walks from each node and pass them to skipgram model. Skipgram model has been used a lot to generate node embeddings from random walks. In order to generate the node embedding for node Vi, it maximizes the log likelihood of observing its neighborhood structure NVI conditioned on its latent node embedding vector Xi. Negative sampling is used to estimate the denominator of the probability term, and the negative sampling equation becomes as shown in the second point. Here, m is the size of the negative sample. Finally, the objective function can be optimized using SGD algorithm. So this was all about our approach multigraph to vec. Now let's come to experiment part. So here's the summary of the dataset that we used. So now let's talk about hyperparameters tuning, type of experiment, and baseline method. The similarity threshold tau was set to be 0.9. Embedding dimension was set to be 128. And from each nodes we performed 10 random walks, each of length 80. We performed two types of experiments. First one was link prediction experiment. While doing LP tasks, attributes from network structure like degree, clustering coefficient, etc. were used for those datasets that have no metadata attributes. 3 experiments were performed for datasets that have metadata attributes, that is, experiments with metadata attribute alone, network structure attributes alone, metadata plus network structure attributes. Second experiment was a node classification experiment, where we used the entire data to learn the node embeddings. Then we did a train test split of 75 and 25 respectively. Finally, trained a 1 versus rest logistic regression classifier for multi-class node classification experiment. It was only done on a publication dataset because for other datasets we do not have node labels. We also compared multi-graph to vec with single layer methods, namely node to vec and line, and multi-layer methods, namely PMNE and MNE. We also compare against non-embedding methods like Jaccard coefficient, atomic ADAR, common neighbor-based link prediction, and common neighbor-based link prediction approaches. So these are the results of link prediction task. Multigraph to vec improves on our best baseline MNE by 5.53% on EU, 5.73% on HIKE, 6.66% on LaZega dataset, and 5.21% on publication datasets, averaged over the layers. So this plot shows the variation of log of AUC score with respect to embedding dimension and the type of node attributes taken. One interesting observation is that network structure property alone is substantially better than network structure plus metadata property combined, suggesting metadata features are redundant when combined with network properties. Hence, together these features are actually losing information instead of gaining one. To support the fact, we performed correlation analysis between every metadata and network properties feature. We compute both linear, Pearson as well as non-linear Spearman coefficient on EU and system dataset because only they had metadata attributes. The mean linear correlation comes out to be 0.82 and 0.92, while the mean non-linear correlation is 0.78 and 0.86 respectively on EU and HIKE dataset. These values support the fact that network properties along with metadata properties causes redundancy, which decreases the AUC ROC score, and hence network attributes alone gives the best result. This slide shows the result of node classification experiment where we improved the best baseline MNE by 5.28%. So here are a few ending remarks on multigraph to vec. Multigraph to vec learns transition probabilities by parameterizing it with node attributes instead of treating them as hyperparameters. Due to Levy flight strategy, it allows to cover long-range context in less number of steps. It also allows random walkers to move to nodes which are not directly connected. We also evaluated it for friend recommendation on HIKE Messenger app. And the evaluation was both in terms of the score as well as manual evaluation. So finally here is a glimpse of our lab at IIIT Delhi. Thanks a lot for your patience listening.